Hello everyone, welcome back to Agnes Gazette. I am Dong Min Thang Ho Kip of 3rd BA. Today, I want to talk about something I believe so many of us carry quietly inside, but rarely talk about that heavy, sometimes sinking feeling of guilt when we slow down. You know what I mean, right? Maybe you finally decide to take a break after a long, exhausting day. Maybe you sit down on the couch or just close your eyes for a moment, hoping for a little bit relief. But instead of feeling peace, you get hit by that nagging voice inside your head like you should be doing something else, you are wasting time, or even you're falling behind. That whisper or sometimes is a loud chorus that is the guilt of slowing down. And trust me, it's a way more common than most people admit. But have you ever stopped to wonder where that guilt really comes from? Why is it so hard to rest without feelings like we are letting ourselves or others down? I think a big part of it comes from the culture we live in. A culture that ties our worth to productivity, achievement, and constant motion. From the moment we start school, we are judged on how much we accomplish, how fast we learn, how busy we stay. At work, the hustle culture pushes us to grind harder, longer, and never stop. And social media only adds fuel to the fire, showing us highlight reels of non-stop achievement and hustle, making rest look like a luxury or even a failure. In a world like this, slowing down starts to feel like weakness or worse, unworthiness. We get the message that if we are not producing or moving forward, we don't measure up. So we learn to tie our value to what we do instead of who we are. But what if the story isn't the whole truth? What if it is just a story we have been told, one that we can start to rewrite? What if rest isn't something we have to earn some kind of reward for a hard day or a busy week, but something we need simply because we are human? Take a moment and think about nature. The trees doesn't bloom or grow new leaves all year long. They have seasons of rest and renewal. The ocean doesn't stay high tide constantly. It ebbs and flows. Even animals in the wild know when to rest, to pause and recharge, to move with the rhythms of the day and the seasons. Humans are part of that same natural rhythm. We are not machines meant to run flat 24/7. Our bodies, minds, and souls need to pause to heal, process, and come back stronger. When we try to ignore this truth, when we push ourselves past our limits without slowing down, what usually happens? We burn out. We feel exhausted, overwhelmed, disconnected from ourselves and the things that matter most. But slowing down is uncomfortable sometimes, isn't it? It can bring up anxiety or restlessness because when the noise of our to-do list quiets down, our minds can fill that space with worries, fears, or doubts. Sometimes it feels easier to keep busy, to distract ourselves with movement and tasks, than to be with what's really happening inside. I want you to imagine what it would be like to see rest not as the enemy, but as a friend, a vital part of living well and fully. So right now, wherever you are, I invite you to take a deep breath with me. Close your eyes if that feels good. Breathe in slowly and breathe out gently. Let your shoulders drop, soften your jaw. You don't have to do anything else right now. You don't have to prove your worth or push yourself harder. Just be here with me breathing. That's enough. You are enough. This is a practice. It takes time and patience to unlearn the guilt we've carried for so long. But every time you choose to slow down without shame, you are reminding yourself that your worth isn't tied to doing more. It's in simply being you. I want to tell you a little story. I remember one day when I was so caught up in the feeling that I had to keep going to get everything done. I barely allowed myself to sit quietly for 5 minutes. But when I finally did, After resisting it for hours, I noticed something surprising. My mind felt clearer, my body less tense, and my heart a little lighter. That tiny pause changed my whole day. It reminded me that rest is not just doing nothing, it's actually doing something very important. So, next time you feel that guilt creeping in, try to remember this moment. Give yourself permission to rest, to pause, and to breathe because you deserve it. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me today. If this episode resonated with you, please consider sharing it with someone else who might need a little permission to slow down. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. You are enough, just as you are.